Vampire politeness, that could be a title of a song or something. Definitely this is the living the dream moment. Or completely miserable.
No, well I wouldn't
That's also a good title for this craziness and madness and this drive that I have. That's my talent. My knees are made of wax. Pronounce my name one more time. Once I climb on stage tonight, it's probably the best moment in my life by far.
I'm here with Jyrki from the 69 Eyes. We're here at Wacken, and you are about to take to the stage and perform this evening.
Yeah, that's really, really exciting. We never played here before, and this is my first time here, and it's like walking into a movie set. I mean, you see a lot of people you've seen from the magazines, from the scene, also like metal stars. And I just watched Gene Simmons, just the whole set, which was always really good, like really, really brilliant, legendary classic rock.
Yeah.
How it's supposed to be played, and somebody's still doing that, and Gene and the guys were doing it. So I'm thrilled, and I'm very excited, and then the better yet is to come. I can perform by myself with our band.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, being here in Wacken, this is fantastic, and I have a chance to even play here. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
It's a huge event.
Yeah,
it's
I love
a huge
this.
festival.
I love this. I mean, I like to throw out cliches, but definitely this is the living the dream moment.
Well, yeah, this is what being a rock star is all about, I guess. And I have to say, personally, I am a fan of your singing voice. I think it is so unique and beautiful, and I think that's the key to having a career in music. The mic fell off. I think it's so unique, and I think that is the key to being an artist that's identifiable. And I think a lot of the big iconic rock stars have that, but not everyone does. And I think your voice has something very unique in it. And
thank you. I love that somebody like you speaks about it. So can you please just go on?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep telling you how wonderful
I'm melting here.
Yeah, like literally for an hour and a half.
Yeah, my knees are made of wax.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I honestly do, genuinely, and I'm not sort of buttering you up because we're having an interview. I generally do really like your
Thank you. I
singing
have
voice.
to, after this interview, I promise to sing you personally something.
Oh, wow, amazing.
But after the interview,
I would
behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course, I would absolutely love that. It would be amazing. So what keeps you inspired? I mean, the music industry is a rough place. It's kind of a bit hairy here and there.
Well, it's, in general, it's changing all the time. Nothing's permanent. And it's also exciting. It's not like you never know what's coming next. But for instance, like I told you, I saw Gene Simmons on stage. That's just my inspiration. Looking at him, his fantastic boots, his passion to play rock and roll. So just that reminds me of all right, that's the reason I'm here. Yeah. That passion is something that I share with him and a bunch of other guys who are here for life. We're lifers.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the whole thing. It's it doesn't make any sense. You can't explain it, but there's maybe in the end there's some answer and solution for all this. But a lot of things you do because you just think they're your reason to be here, and why do I look like I look like now, and what's the reason for that, or why the rest of the people here do what they do? I don't know. It's totally crazy and insane, but it might make some strange sense, at least in my heart.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's passion that keeps everyone here, and the passion that keeps
and curiosity and creativity and it's a way to communicate with world. Also, I'm excited about the fact that the 69 Eyes, since we've been going this year 35 years, the songs that people mostly know us of were created some 25 years ago, and I was in my late 20s when I wrote those songs, like Gothic Girl, Brandon Lee, even Lost Boys. So I'm happy that, because the world was very different. I didn't have the knowledge of music back then, what I do now. I can listen any record at the moment. Then I had heard bits and pieces of rock music back then, seriously, like 25 years ago. I had those records which I owned as CD, but I haven't heard all the music in the world, which I have sort of heard by now. So I created, with the band, we created those songs just because we thought that's cool, and then those songs have stood the test of time. And I'm excited and celebrating actually, not that how long the band has played, but there's a couple of things that we are going to actually celebrate in the end of this year. Our album Devils, which came out 2004, that turns to 20 years right now, and the song Lost Boys is 20 years old. So we're actually celebrating the past right now. So like you said, what gets you inspired, it's our past and what we have created. So we're gonna tour for our 20th anniversary celebrating album Devils, and play the entire album during the last couple of months of the year. We're doing a European tour, and we're playing also in Finland and celebrate the legacy of Lost Boys and that record. So that is inspiring.
It's interesting that you should say that, because the first song of yours that I heard was the Sister of Charity from that very album. And I didn't realize it was 20 years ago, but now I feel very old. But yeah, that was the first song I heard, and I think immediately I was like, oh, this sounds a bit different. And I was kind of a young teenager, and I was like, oh, okay, this is new, this is exciting, what's this? And I was like, that's different. And I liked that as a younger person. I was like, this is interesting. And then I kind of started to listen to a bit more, and I was going to ask you about the whole Helsinki Vampires thing. Where does that come from?
Well, it was just the beginning of the 69 Eyes, because actually I could talk this for a very long time, but the original movie Lost Boys, that came out 1987. A couple of years later we started the 69 Eyes. So vampires were very fashionable, like in the 80s. Anne Rice had just released Interview with the Vampire in 86 or 85 or something like this. So vampires and as creatures, they were there. They were kind of fashionable, and then at the same time, rockers were pretty decadent back then, more decadent than now, and looked very decadent back then. And then when we started our band, the 69 Eyes, I wanted there to be not just music, but I want there to be mystery and image, and the vampires were one of the things that were brought immediately into the 69 Eyes concept and idea and realm. So when we even released our first ever 7-inch single, we had a tiny comic book, like few pages included there, and that portrayed the band as vampires. So it started early on, and the term Helsinki Vampires came a little bit later, but the vampires as a inspiration for the music and rock and roll was there ever since the beginning. And at this moment, and if you or anybody else is titling us the 69 Eyes Helsinki Vampires, it actually starts to make more sense since we've been playing forever and we've been existing, where for younger fans we're always been there. Like Rolling Stones has always been there in my life. So for some younger fans, the 69 Eyes has always been there. So it's getting pretty vampiric.
It's kind of interesting, because obviously vampires are very stylistic. It's a certain look and a certain imagery, but
and polite. You have to remember that vampires are always very polite because they have manners. They lived pretty long time, so they're always charming, deadly charming, but they're always very polite.
But there's a dark side of that. Obviously they drink blood. Statistically, I'm assuming you don't indulge into the culture.
Or just we could go on with this, but I think one of the main vampire things is they're forever young and they stay there forever, they exist forever, and then they there's something different in them. But I also I like to point out the manners.
Yeah, no,
It's not that often mentioned, but I think the vampire, one of the vampire things is like the vampires are very polite. They also can be rude, like the Lost Boys, but in the end, there's some charm there.
Yeah, no, I think it's important to have charm and charisma and to conduct yourself in an interesting way. So, I mean, obviously people know you for your music, but as a person, how would you describe who you are as an individual?
I'm just a rocker. I have wild ideas and I try to make them happen.
Yeah.
And I'm just out there to find out like all the secrets of life, and I'm just curious, endlessly curious and inspired and out there to live this dream.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like positively, like an adventurer. I would say lifer is a pretty good word to describe me in the end.
No, I think it's interesting. You want to get everything you can out of life, and you're curious. I mean,
you can do everything what you want here. That's why we are here, and you can, you know, that's why we are here. I mean, I'm curious, you know, a lot of things, and I'm just, I mean, some friend of mine quite recently said like, as on personal level, that friend said like, okay, he understands the 69 is one of my art projects, that I include a lot of things from all different parts that interest me. It could be, from my personal point of view, it's right, but also obviously there's 5 guys doing music together and have been living this life together for that long time. So, but I mean, on the other hand, I don't need any. I've done solo records. I had rockabilly band, the 69 Cats, but in the end, I don't need any other, you know, outlets than the 69 Eyes to make these things and create these things and get these things involved. What we do and that interest me and inspire me.
No, it's interesting you said that your friend pointed out that it's sort of a part of you, almost like a project, but wouldn't you say that's almost all of you? Like that
it's actually like as I'm sitting here, that's all I have.
Yeah.
Like as you see me now, that's all I have. I have nothing else than this, what I'm representing here right now. There's nothing like I'm actually having this and that and fortune or something. I don't have anything. I have all this, what I'm wearing here right now, you know, like maybe a couple of other leather pants, but that's it.
Yeah.
Better belt that I'm going to wear on stage.
If I was to bump into you in the supermarket, you would be presented like this.
Or maybe a little bit more easier. I'm not wearing leather pants all the time.
Yeah, I get a sense.
I wish I could.
Yeah, I mean it would be a little bit more
I
uncomfortable.
I can, but I mean. It's sometimes if I do sports, I don't wear leather pants.
It comes across. I mean, I don't know you like personally or anything like that, but it comes across like this is very much part of who you are. With some bands, you get a sense of this is a costume. You know.
Well, it was like, I mean, you grow into it. It was like, I mean, when we started with the band, if there's some older interviews, there's some different things going on, but in the end, you turn into this guy, you know, like I mean, it's the same thing. Like I think, like Alice Cooper is still being asked, like, what's the difference between Vince Furnier and Alice Cooper, and he says like basically nothing. So I think with me and the guy who's sitting here is the same guy who's like in the hotel room later on, you know, like on the stage. So it's not like 2 or 3 different guys.
Yeah, I guess it's different sides of your personality, but it's still part of one whole.
Well, I'm so fucking old, so like, you know, like it's like there's that's the only way, you know, and then it happened this way.
Yeah, and are you spiritual? Do you believe in like ghosts and things like that?
Yeah, that's one of the things that you're sensitive, and I like to believe like there's something else that it's not scientifically, you know, explained or explainable, and that gives like makes this world like very interesting place as well. So I'm interested in a lot of things. My main interest at the moment is actually just religion and theology.
Okay. Would you consider yourself as do you practice one particular religion, or you just...
Oh yeah, of course I'm Christian because I'm from Finland, so we're Lutherans there. So you know, it is since kids, and that just like remains because that's, you know, what's part of our country.
Yeah, no, I think it is. I think everyone has some sort of belief system or another, and I think part of what makes the world beautiful is people believing different things, and you know, having different, you know,
and acceptance for everybody, for other beliefs.
Yeah.
And that's also the vampire politeness.
Yeah, exactly.
Vampire politeness. That could be a title of the song or something. I have to think about it. Or it could be a like fragrance or something.
Oh yeah,
perfume.
It could. There you go. You bottle it up and brand it and get it out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a nice.
Like, you know, motorcycle emptiness. Could it be like take it to the next level and make it like a vampire politeness?
Yeah, it's quite funny. I can tell you're a creative because you're like constantly.
Yeah, I'm thinking about.
Like,
I just get good ideas. So motorcycle emptiness, and new kind of edition from it, like a vampire politeness.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
If the guys from Manic Street Preachers are watching, let's team up and do the vampire politeness song next.
I think it's kind of funny because I'm a singer-songwriter as well, aside from interviewing people, and your creative brain never stops. Like, you'll get an idea and you're like, oh, wow. And
I like to toss and turn about it quickly.
Yeah, no, it's exciting, and I think that is, if you're not creative, people don't get that. So I would love to have a simple brain.
Everybody's creative in the end, I think.
In one way or another, I think just some people don't.
They're just shy. Somebody's shying out, but I mean, I would like my example. I like to, like, I openly be, like, I hope that my example encourages, like, older rockers that I am, like, just rock out and you know, like, get their leather jackets back you know, on them and rock out and enjoy rock and roll how they used to, and also just be creative, try out, and like, for this long that we have done this, like on the 4 decades, you know, there's so much disappointments and failures, and then some successful moments as well. But I mean, it's the long road, and but it's so beautiful. The show business and creative and entertainment and being on a creative side, it's so beautiful. But it's hard work, a lot of disappointments and a lot of failure there as well.
And I feel like as well, like you seem to have reached a stage in your life that you're completely comfortable and completely, you know, accepting of who
miserable.
You are. No, well, I wouldn't get...
That's also a good title for...
Completely miserable, there you go.
Miserable.
Writing songs as we speak. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like, have you always been that way, or did your younger self struggle with identity or fitting in or finding your place?
Well, as a kid, they try to put you into mold, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And then you get out from that world, and then you start to do music, and all of a sudden they try to put you into mold as well.
Yeah.
And like the music business or record company people or something, and they try to put you in a mold, and then I try to learn to behave. And I try to, you know, like listen and obey the rules. But quite recently, I realized that the crazy creative mind of mine and this endless curiosity and this craziness and madness and this drive that I have, that's my talent.
Yeah.
So I don't want to kill that guy. I want to keep that guy alive.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe sometimes I step on someone's toes, but I think in the end there's nothing like nothing like what I get done or come up with these ideas, as long as I keep this crazy tribe alive.
Yeah, I feel like there's sometimes beauty in chaos. Like, the creative mind is sometimes really chaotic, but if too many people try and interfere and mold that, then it can affect who you are, and you end up not being yourself.
Yeah, and I always try to learn, and then in the end I think that, okay, I don't want to kill this guy. I have to keep that guy alive, and then, you know, because I have the drive and passion and curiosity, what I already came up with, and they're still there.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, what would you tell if you could sort of look at your younger self and give that person any advice? What would it be?
Basically, really nothing, because that guy has done everything, and that's I wouldn't change anything in my life. It's seriously. It's been
like
fantastic ride by
for
far, and honestly, like once I climb on stage tonight, it's probably the best moment in my life by far.
Wow, that's amazing. Like, I feel like the pinnacle, and having that excitement is something that's really, really, you know.
Yeah, I've learned to enjoy that too.
Yeah, I feel like when you're striving all the time, sometimes you don't take those moments to enjoy, but sometimes you have to.
It comes with the age.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So I mean, that's me sort of asking you, what would you tell your younger self? What advice would you give to younger people trying to get into this music industry? Because it's very different now, and it's in some ways it's easier, in some ways it's tougher. But I mean, is there any advice you would give to younger artists or?
Well, I mean, they have to be prepared to work extremely hard.
Yeah, I think
like it's hard to explain, but you know, like I you know, like it's you really have to want it, and then you have to, you know, have some goals, and then you have to be very disciplined. I'm extremely disciplined, you know, like I'll tell you some other time, but you have to be extremely disciplined, and you have to be very serious what you want, and I mean, whether it happens or not, something will come up from it, but you have to have very strong discipline, and you know, like just work extremely hard.
Yeah, I feel like my mentality at the moment, I'm sort of relating this to myself, but I mean, it will be relatable to anyone watching this. Like, I find myself having to be very tenacious all the time and really, really fight for the things that I want to achieve, but it's kind of something I can't help. Like, I want to do that because I'm passionate about what I do, and I'm passionate about what I want to create. So it's almost unavoidable, I guess.
Yeah, and it's also beautiful. I mean, be what you are, be how you want to be.
Yeah, no, I think
those are the main things.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect message to end on. I feel like everyone is dying to reach that place where they can just be themselves and just be appreciated.
Yeah, exactly. These days, it's really difficult to be yourself because you have to watch out what you say. You know, because there's always somebody pointing out, "Aha, you can't say this anymore." Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit past that. But I like to repeat also, like myself. Maybe somebody hasn't heard about it, but like I like to repeat that. Like I've kept this as my motto for years, like straight from Rocky Horror Picture Show. This don't dream it, be it.
Yeah,
That's the motto. So that's just study that. Even watch the movie. Study that. Think about it. What it means. Yeah. You know, like think about it in a deep level. So you know that's the thing. Don't dream it, be it.
Yeah, I think everyone's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but you need to do that every day, and that's how I interpret what
you know.
You're saying.
Just you have to understand what those words mean, and you have to, you know, like contemplate that sentence. What does it really mean?
And what does it mean to you?
To go on stage here right now, like in a very short moment, and because I've been dreaming of it. And I am it. Yeah,
I think this will be quite an inspirational chat for anyone watching. I think it's a good message, and there's a lot of positivity.
Well, it's a positive message. Everybody has so much power in themselves. They have just to like realize that they are the driving force by themselves.
Yeah, you can't sort of sit around and wait for someone else to make your dreams come true.
You know, unfortunately, you have to travel around and hustle.
Yeah, I mean, especially these days, everyone wants you to be the success before they even invest into you, and I think
and it doesn't come through social media. You have to be present. You have to meet people. You have to be there that they can smell you. You know.
Yeah, of course.
You have to be like physically present. You have to hustle. You have to do all these things. I don't. Maybe you get a lot of attention or some attention through social media, but then what?
Yeah.
You have to be also a real person, and you have to be present there by yourself.
Yeah. I find social media funny because you can get an idea of someone, but when you meet them and connect with them, you can have a human conversation, and that will stick with people. Whereas an Instagram post or something on social media, you're in a minefield of other stuff.
Well, that's also fantastic that people are creative through that way, but like, where does that lead if you want something else to happen than just, your messaging from your, from your bedroom?
Yeah, I think, it's a combination of everything, sadly, but you have to be present, you have to live in the moment, and I think that's a beautiful place to end this interview. And you're about to go on stage.
Good evening.
Yeah, and this evening, good night.
And then some tea.
And like a nice cup of tea. But you're about to go on stage, so I'm guessing that you are going to go out there and give it all you've got.
Yeah, I have to fucking rock tonight.
Yeah. Wouldn't expect anything else. So thank you so much for talking to me.
It was a pleasure.
It was absolutely lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you pronounce my name one more time?
You put me on the spot. I'm like, what's his name, Bob?
It's Jyrki, but you said it in a nice way.
Jyrki.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
like my knees melt like.
You literally put me on the spot, and I was like, what's his name?
Yeah,
that's so weird. And
the way you
obviously
pronounce it makes me. Gives me more power on stage.
Wow, there you go. Well, I'm sure it doesn't. I'm sure you're very powerful without that, but thank you.
Thank you very much.